Yeah, I said that right. Y'all heard me. A woman has been arrested. They put her in handcuffs for shooting and killing a grown man hiding under her 13-year-old's bed.
$100,000, that's the bond for a Southwest Memphis woman accused of fatally shooting a man allegedly found hiding under her juvenile daughter's bed. Kendra Scott was in court today to face a charge of first-degree murder for the death of Rodarius Morton. Braille Brown spoke with Scott's attorneys about their confidence in representing her.
Kendra Scott stood before the judge draped in a Shelby County jumpsuit while her family sat in the gallery for emotional support. Her attorneys say that they believe that the state would have a challenge to pursue a first-degree murder charge. Currently, her bond is set at $100,000.
Well, the challenges I'm seeing are for the state in trying to go forward on first-degree murder charges. You've got a woman who is kind of living out your worst nightmare as a parent.
This is the first time your news leader is getting a look at Kendra Scott in person for her bond hearing. She was also ordered to stay away from the victim's family. Scott is charged with fatally shooting Rodarius Morton at her home along the 3000 block of Travis Road. She reportedly told investigators, quote, "I did what I had to do."
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic. I think even the best of us, the worst of us, any of us, would be acting irrationally given this set of circumstances.
This is a joke. $100,000 bond? She found a grown man under her 13-year-old daughter's bed. I mean, what man wouldn't have done the same thing? We got to talk about what kind of father. Now, this is a mother now. What kind of father would not do the same thing this mother did? Maybe even worse. But let's keep going into this, y'all.
Morton died from a gunshot wound to the back of his head.
Ooh.
Investigators say he was allegedly invited to Scott's residence by a juvenile and entered through the back door at 1 a.m. Scott's attorneys say at this moment they are unsure if the state's new stand your ground law will play a part in this case as they await doorbell footage and an autopsy report.
I don't know enough about what led to the actual shooting. I don't know if there was a scuffle. I don't know if it was an accidental discharge. I just don't know.
The juvenile told police Scott previously told her if she saw a boy in the home, she would shoot him.
It's my understanding that Ms. Scott did not know this person.
The daughter.
And I don't know how they met. That's something we'll look into. My guess is that this was somebody who was looking for young people online, and he found a vulnerable 13-year-old, and you know what happened next.
Scott's next appearance in court will be August 3rd. We'll be sure to keep you updated both on air and online.
This is difficult. One, because you got the shooting in the back of the head. It's going to be hard for the jury to get self-defense from that. Now, you're going to have some sympathetic people who might go with it. But shooting in the back of the head and the fact that the daughter said that she said that before, that if she found a man in the house or a boy in the house, I don't think she expected a man, a boy in the house, she would shoot him. I don't know if they'll get her on murder, but I don't know if she'll get away with it with self-defense either. Let's get over into this next video and see what else it tells us.
A judge set a bond for the mother accused of shooting and killing a man she found hiding under her child's bed. 36-year-old Kendra Scott was scheduled to appear in court for a bond hearing today. Her lawyer told ABC 24 that after talking with prosecutors, both sides were able to agree on a $100,000 bond. According to the police report, Scott told officers when she got home around 1:30 Thursday morning, she saw a man under her child's bed. The child told police she invited the man into the home. As he was leaving, Scott shot him. Scott's attorney told us he believes prosecutors will have a hard time proving Scott planned the shooting ahead of time, given the circumstances.
Oh, no, they definitely
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic.
Scott's attorney says there is doorbell security video of the incident. He says that along with the autopsy, that will shed more light on this case. Scott is expected in court Friday.
How do y'all feel about this case, y'all? Now, of course, I'm definitely, he might get stomped out. Shot, I don't know. but he is definitely getting a beating. And the real biggest question is, why was he talking to a 13-year-old girl in the first place? 13? And then go over a house while we already know what he is. He a pedophile. We got to call it how it is. Now let's get over into this next video and see how the neighbors feel about this.
A Memphis mother is charged with shooting and killing a man who was found allegedly hiding under her child's bed early Thursday morning. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. That mother is now charged with first-degree murder. WREG's Caitlin Barker spoke to neighbors and is live tonight to share reactions. Caitlin?
Good evening, Stephanie. This case is really complicated. Some neighbors say this mother did the right thing, while others tell me she's wrong because she took the law into her own hands.
She isn't her mom. She just didn't check the phones.
Should have just called the police instead of shooting.
This mother, 36-year-old Kendra Scott, is accused of allegedly shooting a man after he was caught hiding under her child's bed at 1:40 Thursday morning. Authorities have identified the man who was shot as Rodarius Morton. According to police, Morton was invited to the home by a juvenile who allegedly snuck him in through the back door at 1 a.m. Just 30 minutes later, Scott came home. According to the child, Scott was banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" The child would later tell police she was scared of Scott because she had a gun in her hand and was angry. According to the child, Scott told her in the past, quote, if she sees a boy in her house, she will put a hole in his. Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed. As Morton was leaving the house, both Scott and Morton went out to the porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head.
Listen to your parents. Do what they say. If they don't stick in our home or have anyone in the house that's not supposed to. That's just about.
Now, Scott is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder and the employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. I'm Caitlin Barker.
Yeah, this is a weird case. The main question is, do you think she was right in shooting him? Now, if she would have beat him up, or I don't know if she could have beat him up, or if she would have swung at him, all right, that's a different story. But shooting him, she might get some kind of charge. Do I think murder is the right charge? Depends on how. If she just shot him while he was walking away, that's a little okay. Now we getting into the territory where you might be charged with murder. But we need more facts and things just to go into more details about this. But let's get over into the AI breakdown, y'all, just to see what else we can learn. So we know Kendra Scott, 36-year-old mother, has been arrested and charged with the first-degree murder and employing a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony after she fatally shot a man she found hiding under her 13-year-old's bed. The incident occurred on July 16th in Tennessee. So it looks like a juvenile witness in the home told investigators that she had secretly invited the victim, 20-year-old Rodarius Morton, into the house through the back door at approximately 1 a.m. I mean, you have to do better looking after your children. At 13 years old, she's inviting a grown man over the house at 1 a.m. We know what the plan was. Well, they're going to try to convince us that he was just going to spend the night and sleep on the couch. All right. So, and then we know that Scott ended up returning home at around 1:30. Banging on the front door and yelling, "Who is at my house?" Upon entering, she discovered Morton concealing himself beneath the bed. Scott reportedly told Morton to get out of her house. An argument ensued as Morton gathered his belongings and attempted to flee. As he moved onto the front porch to exit the property unarmed, Scott allegedly shot him in the back of the head. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Self-defense is... I don't know. That's hard. So officers responded to the shooting call at the residence. They discovered Morton dead in the front yard and never reportedly seeing Scott standing in the yard holding a gun, stating, "I shot him. I shot him." When questioned by the police, Scott allegedly stated, "I saw a dude under my kid's bed and I did what I had to." First of all, I do think 100% she should have called the cops. maybe try to hold him there till the cops get there, but that might cause a whole mess of problems in general. It doesn't sound like he was a threat to her. I understand the heightened emotions and the anger this one person would feel, but I can't imagine how I would feel. But you got to think about the future. You got to have a deep conversation with your daughter on why she was talking to an older man in the first place. Why did she get the idea to think that was okay? And he needs to be in jail. We don't know exactly what they did, but the real question is, was that the first time he came over? So the juvenile witness told investigators she was deeply frightened because Scott had a gun in her hand and had previously explicitly warned her that if she found her ever having a boy inside the house, she would just shoot him. She ended up appearing in court with a bond set at $100,000. Her attorney stated that situation represents every parent's worst nightmare and argued that the shooting was a result of raw, intense emotion rather than cold premeditation. Now, I definitely don't know if you can consider this premeditated. And I can see it being from a sense of anger and that raw emotion. But the jury is going to have to wrap their minds around trying to let you go after you shot him in the head while he was trying to leave. Stand your ground does play a part because you have the right to defend your property, but if he's fleeing, this is a lot of things to think about. Let's look it up. I don't think you can. So the main thing I question, can you shoot somebody while fleeing under the stand your ground law? No, generally you cannot legally shoot a fleeing person under the stand your ground law, which I assume. The core legal prerequisite for using deadly force under the stand your ground law states it's a reasonable belief that such force is immediately necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. When an individual is actively fleeing or retreating or running away, they typically no longer pose an imminent or immediate threat to the safety. We got to be honest, she might get some time for this. Do I think it's right that this grown man was in her daughter's room? No, 100% no. But she sounds like she did the wrong thing. Now, I'm not saying that I can't understand her raw anger from this situation. But the law is clear. If he was truly fleeing, he didn't pose any threat, he was trying to leave, you cannot shoot him in the back. But we'll have to wait and see how the trial goes. And the real question is, how much time will she get? And who is talking to the daughter? Because she obviously invited him to the house, which is another big problem that we need to talk about. You need to be in your children's lives, guiding them the proper way. Now, it sounds like this mother was coming back from work at 1:30 a.m. She obviously sounds like she works a lot. I'm just giving some inferences. And it's harder for a mother. She might be a single mother. We don't know. But it's harder when there's one parent taking all the responsibility. It sounds like there was a gap in the dynamic that someone needed to fill to make sure that the children was properly taken care of. Children was properly not doing things online that they shouldn't be doing, not talking to people who they shouldn't do. That takes a lot. And it's hard when you're working all that time. It's a tragic situation, y'all, but let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. What are your thoughts, y'all? Do you think she can get away with this? Or is she going to face some type of crime? It's a tragic situation, and we all know we would all be angry. Like I said, I might have stomped him out, and I would be in jail for assault. Maybe I might be able to get away with stomping him out. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you disagree. But that's a crazy situation.